Okay, guys, so welcome everyone. This webinar has been organized by the Weekly Fasting Group, which is a very big international WhatsApp group of many like-minded people. And the purpose of this group is to cultivate the habit of fasting once a week for at least 24 hours. And in between, to assist our members on their healing and spiritual journeys. So as a part of the activity of this group, we invite different interesting people to talk about different subjects, not necessarily related to food or fasting, but just about life in general. And we have no agenda, so we can invite many people, and we are tolerant towards different viewpoints, and we are here to learn. So if those ideas appeal to you, and if you're watching this video later on, you will find my WhatsApp number below this video. My name is Arik, and you can just send me a WhatsApp message with your name, and I will happily add you to the group. And our fasting time is between Friday and Saturday. And today we have Markus with us again. Hello, Markus.
Hi, how are you? Always a
very
pleasure.
Good, very good. How are you?
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Let's try it with camera. Hi.
Yeah, let's try it with camera. And today we'll be covering very interesting subject, and maybe we will also go to other subjects, but I'm super curious and interested in your lifestyle. Not necessarily related to food-free lifestyle, even though it might be a big part of it. How you manage to be out of the system, because lots of people feel that they're trapped in the system, and you look like a person who kind of got out, found your way out of the system, and it's super important. So we are going to talk about that. Can you hear me, Markus? Can you hear me? Your picture got frozen again. Markus? Okay, so I hope Markus will connect to us soon. Meanwhile, and then so the idea is that we start with a short guided meditation led by Markus, and then we'll have a webinar, and then we will also have this opportunity to ask questions. So let's wait a little bit. I'll see if Markus sent me anything. Yeah. So I just want to use this opportunity to announce that next week we are going to have Karen with a very special person. Karen, so maybe you could give us a little introduction before Markus is connected again. Yeah, so that people know who this person is and what we are going to be talking about next week.
Okay, well, I've been on a 90-day holistic detox with Kasia. Her website is called Pranic Living, so she's into the fasting and not eating lifestyle, but she's also, I would say her speciality is also about emotional releasing. So she does a process that's called Compassion Key, and yeah, it's been phenomenal for me for releasing a lot of stuck energy, emotional stuck energy, and which has actually allowed me to go further and deeper into my fasting lifestyle. So yeah, and we're actually the 90-day process finishes at the end of September, so we've still got a long way to go, really, another month to go. So yeah, so she will be talking, I'm assuming, about about various parts of the lifestyle. So from taking us, she does it very much as a 90-day process. So she takes us from fruit eating or wherever we are when we join the process through to the whole emotional side of it. And then she takes us into more the spiritual side. We've just started the spiritual side. She's also heavily into aligning with nature. So a lot of the fasting that we do is around the moon cycle. So yeah, it's very exciting, and I'd be excited to bring her to the group.
Yeah, amazing. And so how many days have you done with her so far?
So I started on the 3rd of July. So July, August, yeah. So it's nearly 2 months, and yeah, and it's meant that I've been more stable in my lifestyle. I haven't fallen off. I've been more. I've always done the weekly fasting because obviously I've been part of this group for nearly it must be just over 2 years now. So yeah, so that's always been consistent. But outside of the fasting, that weekly 36 hours, I've often fallen off and gone straight back into cravings and listened to the voices in my head telling me that I need it. So yeah, so it has been amazing, and the changes and the consistency that I've seen has been very, very impressive. I think, again, I've done many 30-day sort of coaching type programs before, but I've never done 90 days. And then again, it's interesting because last week I was definitely struggling more with the emotional side, and there was all sorts of things going on saying I think I should give up now, which obviously was a turning curve, because I did a long 3-day water fast over the new moon. That's just over a week ago. And then I've just finished I've just done another 48 hours. So yeah, and I feel like a totally different person, just more grounded. And yeah, it's been very, very, very transitional, considering I've been on the journey since 2016, and it was the same old story. So I think a lot has been to do with releasing the emotional parts of me that were quite stuck, and just going round in the same circle. Is Marcus back?
Let's see. No, not yet. Let's see if he. Yeah, it looks like he has no connection, because I sent him a WhatsApp message, and he hasn't replied. It doesn't show that he had received it. So
Wow.
let's see. Yeah. So let's wait a little bit. But now, tell me, Karen.
You could take us into a meditation.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. So let's wait a few more minutes. But I just wanted to ask you, we're going to talk about that in detail next week. But how's it going with her? Like, are you meeting like every day and doing some sharing, or?
Okay.
How's it going on?
So yeah, so the actual the course includes a big booklet at the beginning where she outlines the spiritual journey, as well as going into the benefits of eating fruit and combining fruit correctly, and then obviously the importance of fasting, and then she includes a lot of combining fruit correctly menus, all in this booklet, which gets you off to the start. And then basically there's a group, Facebook group, which we all join, and there's obviously people from all around the world that are in part of that Facebook group, and we obviously post on a daily basis. We're all posting and we support each other, and then Kasia does a weekly live Q&A for us all, which means we can go there with obviously our experiences during the course of the week, and if there's anything that's confusing us, then she obviously will put clarity onto why we're experiencing what we're experiencing. And then again, if anybody's struggling emotionally, she will take them through the process, through this emotional release process. And then obviously Kasia posts she'll answer and reply to any of our group posts on a daily basis. And then she will also post information, and she moves us, like I said, slowly but surely through the different aspects of the fasting. So it starts very much with diet, it moves on to emotional and mental aspects, and now, like I say, we're in the last 4 weeks, so we're moving on to the spiritual side of it, and it's, yeah, every stage has been phenomenal and grounded me and taken me deeper than I've ever been before. So
Wow.
I'm really pleased that she's able to talk to us next week.
Wow, amazing, amazing. And here we have Markus back again.
Ah.
Hey Markus, how's it now? Can you hear?
You can hear clearly. The router was on a small breakdown on the router. So now we restart everything. Now everything should run very well. I hope
Excellent.
So ready, so everybody ready for the meditation?
Yes, guys. So please mute yourself. So Karen, thank you very much. We'll see each other next week with our guest. And let's start with the meditation. So Markus, over to you, please.
So close your eyes, put you in a comfortable position, whatever, laying down, sitting. So then imagine your favorite place where you're in peace and harmony. Can be can be the beach, can be a tree or playground, whatever you feel very in peace and harmony with yourself. Imagine yourself sitting there. And observing a small bird. First to see it very small, slowly he is coming closer. The more colorful your vision or your imagination is, the more powerful is the meditation. So pointed, colorful, every environmental where you're sitting right now. Also, the bird can have any color you can imagine. By coming closer, the bird flying by, you can see he has a small letter in his mouth. So he's leaving the letter close to you. Slowly you take the letter and by opening the letter, you do as well opening your eyes. So it's actually a meditation to receive the message what you get right now. You will now, our mind is a little bit open-minded, because normally you're narrow-minded. You have ideas in your mind, and then you get close, and every new information you reject immediately. So this form, you now a little bit open-minded. Everything what you receive is for you, and it's individual. Everyone gets different information, and it's perfectly for you. Okay.
Wow. Thank you so much, Markus. Yeah, that's, very short and precise. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. So
how will you want to start? Because
yeah, yeah, Markus.
Because
we
normally,
have. Sorry. Please go.
Because you want to talk about the subject to be free, but as well as you have from the last conversation still some questions. So we can do the questions in the end and talk first what it means to be free.
Absolutely, Markus. Yeah, that's exactly what I would love to do, because last time you mentioned that you live a very special lifestyle, kind of out of the system, out of matrix. And and you mentioned that you don't have documents and that you cross borders kind of without documents. And it's just, for me, it's unbelievable, like how it is possible. So I kind of sensed that you have lots of wisdom and lots of understanding to share in this realm. So could you please tell us how did you start? Like, were you, because you come from quite regular job as an engineer, kind of regular field. So how come you got to this kind of lifestyle? How it happened?
How it happens? Because I discovered I'm not free. I'm a slave. So in the moment I discovered I'm a slave, I tried to be free. And then there you see a lot of obstacles. First, your name, your documents, and everything is a little bit, you can hear, everything is okay. Is the obstacle is the first and the biggest obstacle is your name and where you were born. Because it's very important, the beginning. You are free the first, I would say the first 4 minutes or 5 minutes. After that, you're not free anymore, because then you get first be weighted, then your parents give you a name, and then also you get vaccinated. Everything after that, you're not free anymore. Also, when you were born in a hospital, automatically you are the property of the hospital. So you can see it when you want to leave the hospital, you have to register your child. Otherwise, you won't get your child. It's very, very crazy. But in this point, you can see you're not free anymore. For 4 or 5 minutes, then you are a slave. You're slaved automatically. You get a tag, you get a bracelet in the hospital, and then you're also already tagged in this moment. Mm-hmm. And to be free means you have to get rid of this tag that the system gave you. And this you will get this tag about your name. You have to understand the name your parents give you has to be registered by the birth certificate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this certificate is actually the right to use this name, and this certificate will give to the system. In this moment, the name belongs to the system. It's very important to understand. And every time you use the name, you violate the rights of what is the rights? The copyright. Mm-hmm. And you violated the right of the author. Therefore, they call it authorities. You have to understand the authorities is because they can only use you because you make you violate a law, the law of rights. And that is in this moment when you use a name, what you think it's your name, but it belongs to the system. And this moment you use the name, this time, yeah, the police or any royal system can do whatever it wants. You have to pay taxes by name. You have every bill is by name. And so in this time, in this moment, you're a slave. You're in the system, a slave. And so therefore, I decided when I discovered this to want to be free. And on the first difficult to be free is the movement. You can't move, you can't fly. They always want a document. Even when you travel by bus, they want a document. Mm-hmm. Now, when I travel by bus, I show a document with my smiling face, and that's enough because the person who sells you the ticket do not care. Only the police care. But actually, the police is only to control. They are they're part of the system. So when I travel right now, when I have the money, then I take a ticket, buy a ticket. But when they cannot control, because in Venezuela and Colombia, they control a lot. It's normal. They control even when you travel. Venezuela is terrible. Even when you travel 100 kilometers, then you get controlled 5 or 6 times. And every time when I control, I only show a small document with my face right now, because when I say I'm a free person, then it's a lot of discussion, because the police is programmed. Everybody is a delinquent. Everybody is the enemy. So when I show them only, it's like a presentation card. There's still in the name is in my presentation card you can read free walker, and below you see the email address, then the telephone number, and the social medias. And so,
Markus, so
when
is it something that you prepared yourself, or you got it from the authorities? Yeah. I mean, this card.
No. That's it. It's homemade.
Can you show us?
Yeah.
Can you show us how it looks like?
Right now, just a moment.
If you can, you don't have to.
Yeah, of course. There's no problem. Just a moment.
Yeah. Wow, guys, that's so interesting. Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, because the first time I showed nothing, and then I had to discuss with them at least half an hour.
Okay, so
because they have always say, I have to know that you are not a delinquent, that you are no drug dealer or whatever.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, Markus, so your picture got frozen again. Markus? Okay, guys, so I think we lost him again. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Markus.
Because it was sorry, but I like this. It's actually my card. It says there's a picture of me, and there's only using name, because name doesn't matter. And then I say I'm and below you can scan the what is it, the QR? And
QR code, yeah.
The QR code, and the QR code goes to my social media, means WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or Telegram. And so when they say, "Oh, we have to know where you are," yeah, that's there. You can see where I was last week and what I have done. It's enough, and so therefore I take off the pressure, because they want to know who I am. So you know who I am, and then there's no reason to show a document. But they insist that's their program, because they are programmed. Police are programmed to ask you, no, you have to have a document, because it's illegal to have. No. As human, there is no obligation to be a person. That's because there are two different things. Because many people think, everybody says, person and human is the same thing. No. Person is actually, the word says itself. Person means mask, and then you, as person, you take the mask of the identity you have, or you think you are. Like in my case, Markus. When I think I'm Markus, I'm showing this is my document, and I'm putting the mask of this person. But it's not. But the police always says you have to have it. No, there is no law. There exists no law to force you to be a person. And as human, you are free. As human, there are no borders. There are nothing. It's a little complicated for the police in the first step, but after that, then they think, what should I do with him? That's even worse, because now I have a human person with me. but I can't do nothing because I need a violation of the law. You violate the law when you use the name. Therefore, the police always ask you the name. It's the first step. They do not say, hello, how are you? No, your name. Please show me your documents. And in this moment, you go under the jurisdiction of them. You go below. And now they have every power of you. In English, it's more interesting even because the police mainly tells you whatever, and then they say, understand, you understand me. And then it means you stand below me. Yes, it's very important. And when you say yes, in this moment, you give, even when I say, no, I give you now my name, and then he will tell me something. And then he asked me, you understand me? In this case, when I say yes, then again, I'm under his law. It's a lot of small tricks the police already use, or the system is using it, and the police is another, it's only the operator of the system, or the who controls the system. And when you have understood this how it works, then it's very easy. You say always no, 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 to everything, no. And this time they have nothing in their hands because they have to have something to accuse you, or at least to what it says, to arrest you. They have to have a reason, and there's no reason to arrest a human for nothing. That's that you have to know. When you know this, then you can move wherever you want. The only complication is they won't tell you sell you a plane ticket. That's the only problem. Otherwise, you have to walk. You have to the police won't let you cross the border. So you have to look or walk around the borders. We go to the green border, and that's actually I'm moving. So I crossed again the river from Venezuela to Colombia. Very easy, very smooth. For most people, they think it's complicated. It's actually easy. The only problem is you still want something from the system, and that ties you to the system. For example, you want a living, I want a home, I want a car, but everything what you want belongs to the system. Even if you buy a ground belongs to them who is registered. The name is registered to the system, so it belongs to the system. Everything what you think belongs to you belongs to the system. So it's a big, fancy show what they show you, but it's slavery. It's a complete slavery. So it's very uncomfortable for some people, but freedom is very nice because nobody can say something to you what you have to do. So I'm free. I'm actually completely free. And you will ask now, and how you move? Actually, I do some conferences and do some retreats or some workshops, and the people donate, and with this money I move. It's very easy. But I do not have a company who organize everything. No, it's very easy talking to people, or they writing to me, and step by step they organize some retreats, workshops, or whatever. It's very easy.
But then, Markus, then if they organize something in a different country, then you will have to somehow find a way to cross the borders to other countries in an unofficial way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In a free way, not official.
In a free way,
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. Because everybody says, no, you have to have a document because we have to know, because maybe you are very dangerous to the country or whatever. That's the cheap excuse for everything. But when I show them who I am with this small identification, homemade identification, it's enough. And they're crossing when I'm in the country, also when they say, no, we have to send you back. And then I say, where I am, there's my home. I have no belongings, I have nothing. So where you want to send me? Or where you want to send a human, when they have no identification, where do you want to send me? And so then it starts working in the head and say, oh, that means a lot of problems. So go ahead. And so, because I'm a problem, because they can't arrest me, because there's no violation of any law. So it's very easy.
Markus, and I wanted to ask, so if you do, even unintentionally, if you do violate some kind of a law, for example, you cross at a pedestrian crossing in a red light or something like that, and then just without paying attention, and then the policeman stops you. So how would you go about that? Would you go the same with the same strategy, or would you do something different?
For me, it's easy. I can do the same strategy, and I won't have to pay
the fine. The fine.
The fine. But the problem is the car is registered, so the owner of the car is now responsible. That's the problem. Therefore, you have to register everything, because there you can control it. But they do not can control me, but only the owner of the car. Okay. And when I do not show documents, then they say, you have to have the license. I do not have to have license, actually. But in this case, when you use a car that's not your car, then you have to have a license. And the car belongs to the system. So you use something from the system, then you have to follow the rule of the system. That's the big trick. You use something of the system, then you have to follow the rules.
Yeah. So even for example, if you are walking and you cross the street in a place where you're not allowed by the system to cross it, and then the policeman stops you, then you just do the same, right? You just exactly the same. And
of course, when I take the responsible when there is a danger, or when I do harm in somebody, but when I cross maybe the street not carefully, but there's nobody harmed. There's no accident. There's nothing. Only the police want to fee you. Then I say no. There's no documents. There's no obligation to pay a fee. There's nothing. There's even no obligation to pay taxes. Taxes are donations, actually. And fees is also donations, because there is no obligation. But you say always yes. That's the problem. You say always yes, and think the authority has power, but this power you gave the authorities. Because I also, when I was in Venezuela, the authorities, the upper level of the authorities, the higher ranges, know that's actually, how would say it, when you're in carnival, when you are at this phrase, when you are putting on a clothes to be somebody. How you say it this way?
Like wearing clothes, or
in a special time period in the year, you can take clothes.
Like a carnival.
Carnival.
Yeah.
So in this way, is the same thing. The police know it's only clothes on, but has no. It's like a mask. It's no power in it. The power the people gave them.
Okay.
Because they use very small tricks. They normally say, you have to follow me. When I say no, you have to arrest me, but he can't arrest me. So he uses terms that you follow him. So in the moment you follow him, you say yes. And this moment he can use or can do whatever with you. Doesn't matter what.
Wow.
There's a lot of tricks. Then also when they open you the door, for example, by a car, by a police car, whatever, you have to join us to the police station. And that's the point. You join them. When you join them, then you accept the conditions of them. It's very important. Nobody force you. You accept the conditions. You accept the conditions of everything what they say. In the end, they force you to sign something, or they say, you have understand me. They use always certain terms to be under control. But the control you gave them. And this is the system. The system is designed of fear. When you know the truth about freedom, then the system collapse and break down, and everybody could be free and operate free and play free on this big playground we on Earth. It's actually a big playground to play.
Wow.
And not to be a slave.
Markus, and what about, so I guess you don't even have your own bank account, or you do have it?
No.
So yeah.
I have actually, I have nothing.
Yeah, because
I know the last bank account I had is now 8 years ago. This was the last time. I still have my passport, but I do not use it by authorities, because when I give them my passport, then they can do whatever with me. What mainly here in South Africa, South Africa, they say South America, they only want to fee. They want only to suck money. So when you gave him the document, they do not want to arrest. The only way I will give you the document back when you give me some money. So it's so you have to know the trick where they operate and how they do it. So when you always say no, there's no barrier. There's complete freedom. But you always say yes. You say to everything yes. Also, when you get some letter, when you open the letter, in this moment, you accept the fee. When you do not open the letter, there is no fee. But you open the letter. In this moment, there is a fee.
You mean the letter that you should pay taxes or a fine?
Whatever. They only put pressure on you, but you accept this pressure. This is the point of view where you have to understand, because the most people have fear. Oh, they will take my home, where they will take my car, they will take, and this fear makes them vulnerable. So they accept always everything. Wow. You have to see yourself. You accept everything, even. For example, to wearing mask during the pandemic, they force you to use it.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yet, who can force me? I'm a free man. I can do whatever I want. But they force you because you want something from the system.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Absolutely. You want to use, for example, the metro in the city. You want to go to the shopping mall or whatever. They have restrictions, and then when you want to go there, then you have to follow the restrictions, but then you're not free because you want something. That's very important to understand your needs.
Yeah, Markus. So, for example, if you had to take a bath, and there was this requirement to put a mask in the bath. So, how would you go about that? Would you still take the bath without putting the mask, or you wouldn't take the bath?
Yeah, but here it's very easy. You put the mask on, go into the bus, and then take off.
Okay. And
because the bus driver do not care. It's only the control inside, and then it's gone. Because the people here, they're also lazy. After 2 years, they're so lazy. They have no interest in any mask or any restriction anymore, because they have seen there are no deaths. There's no pandemic. There's nothing.
Right.
So they try to force them again with the new show that appeared right now, but in the end, the next step will follow. Of course, the pressure will go on, so that you get under more pressure, and then you're more slaved. You will accept more conditions that you won't accept. For example, a vaccine.
Yeah.
Who would accept 2 years ago vaccine? Nobody. But so it's always the same thing. You create a problem, cause fear, and then you offer the solution. And therefore you have to understand the game. When you understand the game and the rules, then you can walk beside the rules, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely, Markus. But I would just like to go into details. So let's say let's take this situation with the bus and with the mask. So like you're talking now that you would just put it on and then you take it off when you are in the bus. But let's say there is this demand and there is someone, some kind of a governmental official in the bus checking whether people have the masks on or not. Now, would you do that? Would you do your regular strategy that you had just described, or you wouldn't use the bus at all in this case?
Yeah. In this case, always the official is not always on the bus. There is only a certain controls. And also here in South America, South America, it's very easy. Even the bus drivers or the bus company are very tired about the controls. So they warn you. So when there is a control, please put your mask again on. So then they comes, walks through the bus and then go out. It's 2 minutes and that's it. And then you take off your mask again. That's it. But that's the point. When I want to use the bus, then I have to follow the rule of the bus. That's normal.
Okay.
That's the rule. They because I want to have something. Because of course I can walk freely by my foot, and that's it. But that's very slow, and not very always comfortable. And also, so when you want something, then you have to accept something. But of course, because there's limited rules for me. Of course, when they say you need vaccine, then say, oh no, that's too crazy.
Absolutely.
When it starts to get harm myself, then I stop. Of course, the mask will harm me, but in this case, I only put it down that my nose is free, and that's it. You have to play a little bit in the game.
Yeah. So you what you want to say that you do find some kind of a compromise. For example, you would put a mask for a few minutes, but you wouldn't go for the vaccine. And I guess you wouldn't also go for the flight, or you would like are there any circumstances that you would use your passport in order to get a flight ticket or not?
Of course, but in this case, I have to actually right now I have seen there's a little bit complications of certain freedom. When I wanted to cross the border from Panama to from Colombia to Panama, then you have to go to a certain point. There is no road. There's only jungle, and there are only 3 crossways. And one is by boat, but the boat costs more than a flight ticket. But I'm talking illegally, so that there are a lot of people who bring you across the border, but it's very, very expensive. And the second way is very dangerous because every immigrant walk over there. So there's a lot of, they call it coyotes. They can rob you or whatever. When they see you a white man, then it's very easy. And then as a third path, it's a very free way, but it's in a territory of the Indians here. And they actually control this area, and then you need a permission to cross there. And I was there, and I was talking to them. Actually, they were say, okay, no problem, we can cross. But then they switched minds. I don't know why. Because I was there waiting 2 days and talking to them, but in the end they say no, so I have to accept it. But it's so for me, I talked to them also. I'm a free man, you're a free man, but you limited me. And you actually do not accept the government or fight against the government, but you do the same thing. So you didn't understand nothing. So I understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You're still there? Still there? Oh.
Yeah, Markus?
Let's see. You're still there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we could hear you, but at some point your picture got frozen. But,
okay.
But you were talking about your conversation with that Indian person, where you told him that he was doing the same thing as the government. So that's where we lost him. Yeah.
So I can see it put me very sad that even these areas, natural areas, where you think you're free or can even cross freely, you're not free. Everything is controlled, because these Indian is also controlled by someone, and who is controlling the area. And so I have seen so much in there that I said, okay, I will not force myself to do a path, but actually I can't cross. So also I follow always my not this instinct, it's my something intuitive. It's to see, oh, okay, there's a crossing that's too complicated, then okay, then that's not what I should go, because also I listen to my heart, to my soul, and the soul knows a little bit more than my ego. So I'm listening to more to my soul, and the soul says, okay, this is not the direction where you have to go. So I made a U-turn, and now I'm in Colombia still, but the next days I will go again, heading direction south. And I have to be, the last stamp I have in my passport is Argentina. And from Argentina, I'm completely free illegally. And when I want to fly again, or take a flight, then I have to have the last stamp in my passport. That's in Argentina. So I can only leave to any country to be in Argentina. So I'm heading back, and then maybe when it's offered, because I wanted to go to Mexico, and I wanted easy, not by force. And maybe when I go to Argentina again, and then it offers by itself a flight ticket to wherever it will go. I'm open-minded for this as well. But my way to live is not by ego. I know it's for the most people very complicated, because they are driven by their mind, by their ideas, and I try to stop my mind and be guided by my soul.
Wow.
And that's for most people very complicated, but therefore you have to turn off this illusion.
Yeah.
In this desire, because last time we are talking also about desire. The desire is your ego. Actually, last 2 days I were talking to a young guy. He told me there are three desires. The first is I don't know the word. It's when you see something, you want it.
Yeah, like
it's like
a
small
passion for something, or desire for
something small. Maybe let's say chocolate. You see a chocolate and you want to. It's just
craving.
A small.
I guess the word is
craving. It's a small craving, and that's it. It's also by your ego, by some emotions. You want something sweet because you want calm down your emotions, so your anxiety, and that's okay. That you can see. Then the next is the real desire, ego. That means I want a home, I want a certain living, I want something, but you were programmed to have.
Yeah.
But it's not nothing free. It's a program, your desire. And then it comes to the I don't know the word. It's annihilation. It's annihilation. Exists something. It's a desire from inside. It's the impulsion from inside your soul.
Because maybe urge, impulse. Yeah.
You can see it. Say it this way. It's your gift inside. What you have to do. Everybody has a gift. I would say a soul gift, and a soul gift pushes you to a certain way. And this is where I'm listening to it. So it's a desire, but it's not a desire by my ego.
Yeah.
It's a desire by my soul. He pushes me to certain directions. So I was born in Germany, and now I'm in Latin America. This makes not much sense. But my soul knows why. And I have to, I made the experience. The Latin America listen more to white people. It's strange, but they listen more to white people. When they would listen to Indians or to black people? No, they listen to white people. So therefore, of course, my soul has chosen a white man. It's not have nothing to do with racism. It has to do what makes more sense, what is more effective.
Yeah.
And to be white it's more effective by the people here in Latin America. It's much more easier. Of course, there are certain areas, not, for example, Bolivia. It's very old tradition. Means it's very Indian tradition like. So they're still in the program of conquista, of the Spanish invasion. Still is there living in their mind. So they're a little bit more conservative, I would say, a little bit more than conservative. They do not talk to you freely. So only when they want something from you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they won't contact you. So it's a little bit strange they behave, but I respect it, and that's it. Even I have met Bolivians. They're different. They're completely different. But the main people or the main movement in Bolivia is very, very conservative, very different to foreigner and strange people, because they're still talking the native language. So when you do not the native language, then also no, oh, you're a foreigner, because there also exist there are existing white people who talk the native language. Because I was there as well, and then I met some biologist who was investigating the biologist who was investigating the forest. And I was talking to her, and she was explaining me, yeah, I had in the beginning always a lot of troubles, but when I started to talk the native language, or she learned the native language, then everything was much easier.
Amazing.
So we get a little bit to other way, but get back to to be free, to really free. Free means not only free of documents or free of belongings. That means free of your desires, because these desires attach you. Because you want, for example, I want to visit the other country. I want to go on vacations. I want a car. I want something. In this moment, this desire attach me to something. Therefore, I have to be forced to be a slave. By slavery, I get money. And with the money, I can pay or buy me whatever I want. And then this system is designed this way. You have to understand the system. But when you go into trust, that's the main problem. Trust is the opposite of fear. But the systems create fear. So you never get to trust. That means not the trust, your trust in yourself, trust in your soul, that you are guided, that everything what you need will come to you. That's very important. So I do not have fear of nothing. Of course, I got free of everything. That means I do not need food. I do not need water. I do not need money. I do not need love. I'm not searching for love or anything else. So that I get free of the idea of searching something in the illusion. So when you are free of the search of something in the illusion, then you are actually free. Then you have to always observe. Physically, it's very easy. We talked about by the police, by the crossing border. It's actually easy, but you have to get free in your mind from the illusion, because the illusion attaches you, or you bind you to this illusion by the idea I'm. For example, in my case, I'm Markus, and Markus has to work. Markus has to do this, to that. How you were programmed from the beginning, by school, by your parents. You were programmed to do something what you think you have to do. But is this actually your path, or it's the path of somebody else? That you have always to observe, and therefore you have to go always a step back and observe. That we were talking last time, to be observer. Is this actually when my work cause anxiety, then it's not my path. your work should bring you love. And actually
Yeah.
work, but when you declare work, it's more or less should be serving. Serving brings always love. But when you're expecting money or you search money, then it's always under pressure. Because you have ideas. I need this money. I need this to pay the rent. I need this and that. That's then it makes no fun to serve, because then it's a switch from serving to work.
Absolutely, Markus. Yeah, wow. It's so good that we are talking about that. I cannot even express my feelings, you know. I'm so grateful to you that you are touching those subjects, because it gives us certain ideal picture of how things should be, and then people can strive, you know, each one in their own pace. You know, we are not here to judge anyone. Like each person can choose their own lifestyle and priorities and everything. But the very fact that you are touching those very deep existential things, you know, it's just absolutely like no money can buy it, you know, like, because you know, no money can buy it. It's just, you know, you're conveying here, you're sending something into the universe, something that is super valuable. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm only here to share experience, because I was on the other side as well. I was slave, working, searching for money. Yeah, actually, we can talk about these 3 points. I don't know, we mentioned the 3 points last time. First is food, money, and you can call it sex or relation. When you search for these 3 things, then there is no peace in you. Never ever. Wow. Because you're all constantly searching for it. When you're depending on food, then you have to work, you have to do something what you actually do not want to do. That causes anxiety and not peace. And when you search for money, it's the same thing. When you think I depend on money, then constantly I do something, but I actually I don't want. There's never peace. Searching, doing something. And of course, love. You can put it in a big consumption. When you want sex, or when you're relation or whatever a relation you are, you search for love. But who is searching for love? That is very important, because your essence, your soul is love. So only the ego searches love because he's thinking he's separate from love. But there we get into something that's for the most very complicated, because when you search love, means I can't give love. That's very important. So ego can't give love, because even when you say I'm, for example, mother or father, as person, as the identification, or as body, as ego, I can't do love. I do a program that means love. This is mainly conditional love, but below conditions, because it's my child. So I will love only my child and not the child in the street. And when you can see, then I'm doing difference. Then that's not pure love. Pure laws do not separate. Pure love is unconditional. But we are programmed to apply, to use conditional love. So therefore, we are searching constantly love, because we think we are separate from the fountain, from the force. That's the main lie we are living right now. We think we are separate from the force. But even now, when I lift my arm, I can see over there, there's the force is working. It's constantly working, because without this force, nothing lives. So it's very easy to observe. But I think by thinking I'm the body, I'm the person, I'm separated from the force, from the fountain of everything. You can call it God or whatever. It makes no difference, but you can see it. Where's the big problem? Where start everything? And it starts actually by your parents, because your parents think this way, and the heritage is this, that you think now the same way your parents think. Therefore, I think, I don't know, we were talking last time about how you think will change humanity. when we get always the same thinking to our children, the same fear, the same rage or whatever you feel emotionally, you transmit it to your child. And that is actually the responsibility of parents. Do not transmit your actually it's believings. It's a strong believings brings you to this situation, to these emotions. So you transmit as well believings. The big believing is you have to eat.
Yeah,
It's,
like different. You mean parents transmit to their children different limited beliefs, and then this way they program their children to exist in the same way as the parents, basically.
Yeah, in my observation, all beliefs limit. You only can be free when you do not believe, because a believing puts you in one box, and then it's limited automatically. When you believe in food, then you're in this box of food. When you believe in God, in His limited restrictions, then you're in another box. To be free is not to believe, is to be what you really are. Your soul using the body. Everybody knows it, but you're living this way, or you're living like a person. There's the difference, because a lot of people say, yeah, I'm actually a spirit, I'm a soul. Yeah, but who is living right now? The person, or who is answering my question? That's very important to observe. Therefore, it's very, very important to be an observer, or get back to be an observer, because nowadays everybody is an analyst, because he has something in his mind and is comparing it constantly. For example, I read, we are going to some questions right now. So you will see how is the questions formed. It's by the idea I have right now, I need food. And by this idea, I'm limited. And automatically, I'm comparing, I'm analyzing how I can get, instead of observe why I'm eating, how I'm getting to eat, how I was programmed to eat. That's more interesting how I go there, but now by analyzing it, I'm taking this as a fact and then comparing it.
Wow, amazing. Markus, we will get to questions really, really soon. I just wanted to ask you just a little bit, could you please tell us the story about your personal transformation? So first of all, how did you get exposed to those ideas about freedom in the first place? Did you get to it by yourself, or someone told you about that? And then from then on, could you please tell us about your evolution? Like, how exactly was it? Like, do you know the expression cold turkey? Like immediately, was it an immediate transformation, or was it a gradual transformation for you?
Yeah, it's more a form of transformation, but the transformation is by trial and error. Therefore, I'm talking and sharing my experiences, so that you do not have to do the same thing. I show you the shortcut. So
thank you.
Very, very easy. So of course, there's a moment everybody will feel it in asking himself what I'm doing. I'm unhappy. I'm searching for love. I'm searching for money. What I'm doing. Everybody gets to this point, but very few take actually the consequences. Why I'm doing it, and why I'm expecting changes falling in the same thing. So it makes no sense. So I have to change. It's very important. When you get to this point, you have to understand I have to change. Of course, your thinking you have to change, because your thinking gets to this point where you are right now. So I was starting to learn to be an observer, because you're programmed to be an analyst. And when you're an analyst, you're stuck. You will search always outside for a solution. But by an observer, you get inside and observe outside. How I get there, how I interpret what I see, everything else. So also, as I mentioned last time, I have scientist background. I was studying engineering, electrical engineering. So for me, it's much easier to see the illusion much more clearer. That's the illusion. So for me, it's easy this step. So to be observer is the first important step what I had to learn, and I took time for it. It's because you were stuck in the matrix to do your work, and when you are working, you're constantly in anxiety. You want to stop your anxiety, then you are busy with distractions, and you're constantly in your hamster wheel, moving, and do not get further. So I stopped. I said, "Oh no, what I'm doing." So the first step, I resigned the job because I say, by doing something what I do not want to do, makes no sense. Then everybody think in your money about money. Never, I was fear about everything. I was trustful in money. So what was one of my my points? Very easy. No worry about money. Everything will come by its own. So I was very trustful in the beginning this way. And so I was making the experience about the trust, and then so I see, oh, everything is coming. I'm here, and everything because also I still was renting apartment. So how to get the money for the apartment, and so the first step, the money always were coming, but then I also were thinking I have to do something. I have to do something to maybe to serve or to do about, but with the ego. Still with the impulsion of the ego to do something, to receive something. And in one moment they say, no. It can't be either. It should be more fun. No pressure. It should be fun. Otherwise it makes no sense living. Living should be fun, like child. We're born happily. Still one moment they say, no, to be happy is wrong. You have to be in boring adult. So we transformed ourselves into a boring adult. So actually what I was doing the last now when I started with experimenting with the food is almost 12 years ago. So experiment. The life for me is always experiment. I try something. Oh, it works this way. So we're always trying. Food was the first experiment. Then also work. Then also relationship. Everything is trying, but by trial and error. So of course there are moments they're not very exciteful, but in the end I got this experience and I'm sharing. For example, by love, by food, or by the money. And this started 12 years ago, and then I said no. And step by step, I left bank account, I left belongings, everything less. Also relations, less. So till to get this moment where I'm right now. And 6 years ago, people asking me, tell us about food. And then I started to talk about it. And also I went a little bit deeper into all scientific aspects of food and how your body works. And so in the end, you can see easily by science, your body do not need food. It's very easy. There is no, you do not have to be a scientist. That's very easy to discover by your own. And so the people were talking to me and asking me how, and so I started to share. And by sharing also, I made more experience that the emotional part of the food and get deeper and deeper. So in the end, I'm right now here with you to share this, what actually was the impulsion, the drive, the movement, or the drive of my soul. He was pushing me in this way, talk to them, share to them your experience. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm sharing experiences to be free, the real freedom that's very, very peaceful. Everybody search for peace and harmony, but when I desire something, there's never peace and harmony. You can have everything what you want, and everything you can get what you want, but in which way I want it. by fear or by certain program, because mainly you want money because money has value, and because you want money value, because you think you are not worth it. Because you made an experience, emotional experience of rejection, and then you search for something that has value. More money I have, more value I have. But that's of course an illusion. But I think because I do this because I think I'm not valuable. So therefore, this emotional part I always share and invite everybody to observe, because that's the freedom. You have to be free of the false ideas of you. So,
Wow.
observe who you not are. Not but because the main target of everybody, of an ego, is to be somebody, to be illuminated, or to be to get more wisdom or whatever. But you are already the master. You are already everything. So it makes no sense to search for it, and you will never get it, because the ego search for something in the illusion. Ego is illusion, searching something in the illusion. Where you want to get? Never. Only distraction. Makes no sense, nothing. So let it do to play here your soul. Your soul gives you the impulsion to go where you have to go. So now my impulsion is to go south. And also the last weeks, I got the impulsion to leave social media. Because when I was talking to the Indians, I could see how they smoothly were infiltrated by infiltrated, therefore they are not open-minded again. And then and I always observe my surroundings. It's an observe them, how they show me something about me. It's very important as well. You have to observe your surroundings, because you are the creator of your surroundings. So when somebody is aggressive to you, it's because it's your aggression. He only shows you your aggression. So in this case, I'm always observer, and so I observed because I was also because it's along a river. So on the riverside, I was waiting. On the riverside, there are fishermen, black fishermen, and inside there are Indians. So I was talking to the fishermen, and they spoke to the Indians, and fishermen using always a net. And then I was in the last days, I was observing internet. So can be really free internet. A net never can be free, man. So I understood that I were used to because when you go to, for example, Instagram or Facebook, what they ask you first to follow. But when you follow somebody else, you not follow yourself. Therefore, I found out it's a very big trap, the social media, that you follow outside in the illusion. And when you follow outside, then you can't follow yourself. You can't follow your soul. And that's actually a very big trap. And therefore I said, okay, I won't be somebody that somebody follows. So in the end, I only keep or will keep Telegram, because I also want to get rid of this metal box of electronics. That means my cell phone, because I was born, or I was living the first 30 years of my life without a cell phone, and I was happy. So why I should use it right now? And also when I was walking in certain moments here in Colombia for almost 1 year, I was also walking without a cell phone, with nothing, and it was very peacefully, because when observe it, because we're talking here also of fasting. Do a fasting of 1 week without cell phone, only to play, to find out your dependence, your addiction actually to cell phone. Because when you're addicted, of what you're addicted controls you. So you can observe when you're addicted, for example, alcohol controls you, or food controls you. And when you're addicted to the cell phone controls you, then there's no freedom. And I have seen it in me, and they say, oh, no, stop. I will get to the roots. To be, I was not born with handy or sorry, with cell phone. So I want to be free again. The communication will be always by internet, but not every moment, maybe once a week. That's it. That's enough. That's enough for me. And the rest of the week, I'm happy with myself. That's the most people are not happy with themselves.
Yes.
So they search distractions or search happiness in the illusion.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And then I'm sorry, but I'm so happy with myself.
Yes.
And I waste time in the internet and say, oh, what I'm doing. I'm happy with my. I'm spending time with something what I'm not happy. Because the people were asking me constantly, they were asking, and then constantly I'm busy in the internet. I repeatedly asking the same questions and always busy in there. I say, no, stop. That's not my life. I want to be myself. I have to be honest to myself. I have to be faithful to myself.
Yeah.
I will get always in conflict, in stress or whatever.
Wow. Wow. Okay, Markus. Yeah. Wow. That is so inspiring. I feel so honored to have this interview with you and to spread this information. You know, because it really touches the heart of people, touches the very heart of people. Yeah. Okay, guys. So look, guys, we have lots of questions that we have received on WhatsApp, but we will give priority to the people who are here in the live audience. So if you have any questions for Markus, just unmute yourself. Please ask it briefly because we do have lots of questions to answer. But you can just unmute yourself and ask whatever you want.
Hi, Markus.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay,
hi.
I wanted hi.
Nice to meet you again. See you again.
I really enjoyed your last webinar. So I wanted to know, so where do you live? Do you have
everything? I have my belongings is a small backpack, a very small backpack. That's my belongings. And where I live, where I am right now. I'm in Medellin, in Colombia, by friends. And next week I will be maybe in Peru, and then maybe I don't know where I'm next week, or I do not know even where we will sleep tomorrow evening. That's freedom, and that's very happy.
with people you meet?
No, but actually, when I'm in the street, I can sleep wherever I want. I have a small mat, so when the night comes and I see, oh, there's no further way to go, then I spread out my mat and sleep there where I get. Very easy.
You probably don't have to sleep much if you don't eat. You probably don't have to sleep much, right?
That's also easy. Mainly when I'm lay down, I'm observing. And observing situations, observing my thoughts. They're still thoughts because you're conditioned to thinking constantly. But I also can observe my thoughts very easy, then where they are very soft. I do not control thoughts. That's impossible. So only get them by. So my living is very easy. I live. You can see on I'm living in the street, but I'm not. I'm homeless, but I'm a happy homeless.
Okay, guys. So let's allow other people to ask. We have lots of things to cover. So
Hi,
thank
Markus.
you, Rovital.
Thank you very much.
Markus, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, Markus, I have one question. So
Yeah.
I've been fasting for several years, both
Yeah.
the intermittent and the prolonged fasting. What happens is when I exceed my 26, 27, 28 hours, that is where, I'm not able to control. I end up breaking it. I end up eating something. So how do I stop that and prolong my fasting even further? Any insights will help. Thank you.
First of all, you have to understand your body is intoxicated. That's very important. You are intoxicated, and every fasting is detox. So the best way would be to reduce and the smooth way, reduce your intermediate fasting. Means maybe you start with 16, 8, and then 18, 6, then reducing your window. That would be the best way. Still, you get only to eat and drink within 1 hour. You understand what I'm saying? Because in this time, we will switch to always increase the fasting and increase the time of detox. Because when you're, for example, 16, 8, and then you do 1 day fasting, then you will always feel the symptoms of abstinence, of the drug, of your drug food.
Okay.
So the easiest way to detox constantly, keep your intermediate fasting and reduce it. Then you increase your detox softly, without big interference. Then in the end, when you only eat 1 hour a day, then it's very easy to do 3 or 4 days. Very easy.
Oh, thank you. Can I ask you one more question, sir?
Of course, of course.
You said to observe. So when you say observe, what do you want us to observe? Observe who is thinking, who is hungry, who is eating, like that, or what do you want us to observe?
Observe first who is asking the question,
okay.
and why he is asking the question. That means observe and not take a position. Like childs do. Childs observe because they have nothing in mind what it should be. For example, repass your day and then observe your day. Oh, I was angry with my neighbor. Oh, I had a fight with my partner. Observe it without any position, without any argument or of any justification, because only to see, oh, what happened, why it happened. Why it comes to this point that comes to explosion of arguments. What happens and why we argument. It's very important to observe without looking for a solution, because normally you look for a solution. That's analyzing. Observe is like a movie, you move it and that's it. And by observing, you get to the core automatically, because then you see without any position. Oh, I get angry by we're talking about one subject. Oh, this subject. Oh, why this subject? And then by observing without analyzing, you get to the core, what's actually the cause of all problems you have in your life, because you create your problems. But why you create it, that you have to observe. I say right now, now you can, for example, observe why I have the symptoms of abstinence, why it's so hard, why I have the desire of food after 26 hours. Why? Where's it? Where's the fear? Because you have to observe the fear. I have fear of starvation, or what brings me to this situation. And this, by observation, you get to the core point. Very easy, actually. But you have to give you the permissions to observe, not to analyze. Observe. Because now you have analyzed it, and therefore comes the question. You have analyzed, I do not reach this point because I'm hungry and I have starvation or want something to eat. In order to, let's observe what brings me to this situation. That's observation. Because now you look for a solution by some technique, but it's not a technique. It's about what brings you to the food. What brings me to the desire to eat after 26 hours. Okay.
Max, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys, do you have any more questions, or we will just move to the questions we got on the chat?
I can ask the questions that I put into the chat.
Yes. Please.
So my first question was about people talk about a built-on mucoid plaque in our systems. Do we need to do anything specifically to remove that, or would that just be covered by cutting down our eating window? As we gradually cut down that eating window, will our body naturally remove that built-on plaque? Or that's my question.
you're talking about some substances in vaccines or whatever. Of course, your body is designed to get rid of what he not need or what he do not belongs to him. So actually, there is also some studies right now about fasting and detoxing some also substances. What you see that will be ever into body? No, your body get rid of it. He takes out it, but therefore you have to give him the rest to do it. Therefore, is fasting very powerful. It's a very powerful instrument.
Correct. And would you still recommend dry fasting over water fasting?
Of course, it's much more powerful. By dry fasting, you detox 3 times faster.
Yeah, my experience too. But yeah, I've also had experience recently with water fasting, and I've noticed that more waste is definitely being excreted through my system, as opposed to I didn't notice that so much when I was doing more longer term dry fasting. So I just wondered if that the water was actually helping any old waste perhaps that's got dehydrated in my system, whether that was actually helping that to actually be excreted through my system.
Meine, the water helps you a little bit by supporting the detox symptoms, because
Okay.
most people get a lot of anxiety by the symptoms, headache or whatever, and then they try to then they bring back to the food instead. Okay, when I get hard symptoms, okay, take some water, and then it calms down and helps you a little bit to detox softer.
Okay.
By dry, you see the detox is hot. It's very,
Yeah.
very strong. Then you see your body detox immediately. But
Okay.
of course, when you drink water, then it softens, so it's less detoxing.
Definitely, that's my experience too. And then yeah, and then the other thing that was interesting that you mentioned is that during the eating window to actually eat anything, which obviously is completely new to my, anybody who's ever been talking about detoxing. And I guess my concern is, could you then get carried away or more addicted? Because again, I've eaten predominantly for several years now, mainly fruits and salads, but obviously there's still cravings for those old foods. So my question is, could I end up being addicted back to those?
No, when you keep your window, let's say you're intermediate fasting, let's say 24, and you have cravings of whatever, ice cream or whatever, then eat it.
Okay.
And then also enjoy also the bad feeling, not emotional bad feeling, the bad body feeling. That's therefore I say eat whatever you want. Your body will tell you what to stop, not what I am telling you, but your body is the wisdom guy, not I am the wisdom guy. So it's very important.
It is
because
true.
you have to understand what drives you to the chocolate or to the ice cream.
Yeah.
When you're limiting yourself, it's like what do you say? Hurt yourself emotionally because you say no, I'm that's bad food and I do not deserve it. Then you do hurt you emotionally, and that causes even more pressure in you. So eat whatever you want, but enjoy as well the time after. The time after that, maybe even you enjoy it maybe 5-10 minutes. But then it may be 2 days when you still takes time that the ice cream goes down out of your body. And this is some feelings. Then you see, okay, yeah, I understood. Okay, my body says no, and I understood. And after every time I see ice cream, I see, oh, is it worth it? Is it worth it to look for some small emotional satisfaction? But in the first step is why I have the craving of chocolate or ice cream.
Okay.
Mainly, I search for love. So I have to go to the source as well. Why I'm searching for love? Why I have anxiety? Otherwise, you will always maybe you can eat even more food or eat more fruits or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's always the craving because you have anxiety. Therefore, last time I told you as well, you have to get to the core point. What brings it to you to this situation? Otherwise, you're stuck.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because the brain, well, the cravings overtake the brain that knows that that's going to hurt.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
it's almost like the brain blanks out at that point, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the emotion is so strong. So therefore,
Yeah.
you have to understand it. You have to get to the core and the cause of the emotion.
And so, do you have any techniques that you can so it's just to observe? Yeah.
Observe is the best point.
Yeah.
Then you get to the core point. Oh, I'm looking for love. Oh, I'm looking actually for a big hug of my mom. And why I'm looking for it?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing something what I do not like to do. I'm in a relation. I'm in a job or in a place I do not like to live or work or be, causes anxiety. And when I do not change my life, I will still there and need a drug, whatever, it's ice cream or chocolate, to calm down my anxiety. So I have to change. It's very easy. But the most people are very lazy to change. They prefer chocolate.
No, that's really cool, really interesting. And then just one very last question is the eating window. How, if you're at something like 20 hours and 4 hours, how long would you give between like reducing those hours?
That's also your body will tell you. For example, now and only I have observed also always this. People have, for example, start 16:8, and then 1 hour before it stops the window. Look at the oh, I have still 1 hour. I should eat something, but their body says no. So I'm not observing my body. I'm observing the clock, and that makes no sense. So when my body says, "Oh, I'm happy right now. I'm satisfied," so let's reduce the hour. 1 hour less, eat. That's it. It's very easy. Also in the morning when you start your intermediate fast and say, "Oh, actually, I do not have any ambition to eat, so I should eat." So only because the clock says I have to eat makes no sense. So let's reduce it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, no.
Therefore you have to observe. But actually, when you observe, you see, "But I'm eating right now. I'm not hungry because the clock says I have to eat." It makes no sense. But because I have always observed that the people are so programmed, and even when I say this 16:8, they go by it very strictly. And that's also another program in the way to observe. Need I actually 8 hours? No, I'm happy with 7 or 6. Perfect.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I definitely found that experience. Thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. So let's say we got some questions here in the chat as well. So, and then someone says, "I would like to hear Markus's thoughts about philosophical matters. What is the origin of humankind, and why humans have a digestive system if we are supposed to be breatharians in the first place?" So, how would you address this issue?
Yeah, somebody made you addicted. Made us addictive. How it starts, I don't know. I only can see that our body is not designed to to eat every time, every day, and every moment. It's not designed because every illness starts from bad behavior of eating. So that's very easy to understand. And when you do fast, that means your body is healing. Then you can see it makes no sense to eat every time. So go back, seeing why we have a digestive system is because when you observe children, they put everything in their mouth, small toys, everything. And do you need something to take out every garbage what you put in your mouth? And that's your system. It works to take out, even when you observe something by your skin or by inhalation. because there's toxic is always around, some dust, whatever. Then you sneeze or you cold or everything is designed, but you that you can get rid of it, but you put in your mouth or absorb by skin or whatever. Very easy to understand this, but also we have 5 senses. Also, the taste is one of the senses that you can play with the sense here in your mouth. With the taste, with the sound, with the smell, everything over your eyes. You can play. That's the point. We are here to play, to make an experience that it's unreal. It's now a video game. Let's say it's a video game. We play to make experience that we won't be able to make experience. For example, you play a video game in whatever other planet. You can't go there. So you create an illusion. That's here the illusion, to create something you can play. That's actually we are doing. We are playing, but in the end, you were twisted that you think the video game is real, and now you are get it addicted, and everything is programmed, and everything is putting you there to be a slave. That I can observe, but in the beginning, of course, we were also more living in communities. In communities, there will be actually there's no family. So in communities, everybody is mother and father, and they live together, they share together, everything is peaceful, and everybody makes a certain experience. That's actually where it started. And then it's by separating the communities, you create families. And then family, actually the word means separation. So actually we were separated to bring us in this state we are right now. It's not a natural state, it's a forced state. Because you can see it in the cities. It's not a natural environment. Everybody gets sick in the city. That you can observe very easily. So who brought us there? I don't know, more or less I know, but it makes no sense to expand it this way. But in the main target to observe your digestive system is to get rid of what you put in your mouth. And in the end, you can see everything what you put in your mouth. You go to bring it to the bathroom, to the toilet, maybe.
Very interesting. And then Markus, the same person is continues and asks, what do you think of the future of human race in general? Is there still hope, or are we as a race going to keep regressing and degenerating and keep being unaware and ignorant and detached? Now, what do you think about the future of the human race?
I see a small light in the tunnel. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here to share. But I had to understand how mankind can be changed. And by observing it, a little point I touched already today is by the heritage of the parents. When the parents still crave for food, and the parents still hate each other or are aggressive, then they transmit it to the next generation. And then the humanity won't change. It will keep this way. So changing of humanity won't come from outside. It has to come from inside. So the procreation should be only done when you're clear of any fear, clear of any emotions, because otherwise you will transmit it to the next generation. And so because a lot of people, you have children, and I always telling, no, not yet. Even I'm using this body 53 years, I'm not ready to say, oh, that's it. Because I'm still working with me to get rid of any emotions. When I'm ready, when I'm completely ready, then I'm maybe ready to start the next generation. Because I do not want to trespass my thoughts.
Mhm.
It's very important. I want to have the soul freely playing, because that's the change for humanity, that when you're in the soul in the human body, to play with the human body freely,
Yes.
free. Otherwise, it's the soul is in a robot, in a programmed suit, and the suit moves the soul, and that's not freedom. And the soul can't make any experience, because now you think you make experience and evolution, but who makes it? The ego or the soul? And meanwhile, the ego desires something, the soul is still in the cage or in the jail. And the ego is the jailkeeper, actually. Meanwhile, the
Wow.
jailkeeper is alive, the soul is in jail.
Okay.
I know it's a little hard, my words, but I always invite everybody to observe, not to believe, not to believe my words, but also to doubt your beliefs. It's very important. When you stop doubting, then you're stuck.
Okay, Markus, thank you very much. Another person is asking, can I do my regular exercises like running, yoga on fasting days?
Yeah, depending on your life. You can do fasting days, of course, whatever you want. But of course, fasting day means actually you are sick. You get your body wants to take a rest to get detox. So the best way would be take a rest also on your fasting day. Do less activity that your body can focus only on detox. Because when you do another activity, then your body is not focused completely in detox. So I would suggest always when you have your fasting day, do also your day of doing nothing. Because it's very important to understand why I'm doing things. So always invite people to learn to do nothing.
Okay, wow, amazing. Another question, Markus. A person says, I keep hearing that prana is inside, and all the Hindu scriptures say that. But did any of the speakers explain how to tap that prana to nourish the body? So
Prana, prana nourish your body from the birth, or even the first 9 months. Prana is also, you live from prana from the beginning. All creations. Prana is the Indian word, but in Chinese they use qi, and in Japan they use ki, therefore Reiki, and in Europe area they use od. And then this, therefore it's the source. You can call it source, and this source maintain your life. You have to understand what you see here. It's the manifestation of some consciousness with the power of the source. You understand? So without the source, there's search for prana. Prana is already your source. It's like you're already like a full glass of water. So you can't put more in it, but you can see what stops to flow. Let's use the word prana again. Stops the flow of prana in your body. It's detox. It's mind detox or physical detox. And therefore, it's more interesting and more important to observe how I detox, how I am intox my life with certain salts and certain food or certain whatever environment where I'm living in city or whatever. That's much more interesting. So you already live from prana from the beginning.
Wow, amazing. Okay, Markus, another question. When you changed your lifestyle, did you lose lots of weight? And how did you manage this process?
Yeah, when lost a lot of weight first because I had too much. Because when you get rid of all your stuff, what belongs to you, so doesn't matter. So you get rid of it, that later on your body gets stabilized to the need of your body, of your living. Maybe you do nothing, and then you do not need a lot of muscles. But when you start, let's say, moving and have something to do or your daily work, then it's growing again to the need, what's the body or what you're living. You understand what I'm telling you about? It's not, but he first starts to detox. If by detox, of course, you lose weight, but it's perfect. Your body gets rid of all what you do not need. But the second point is very important. Fat or thin, not by food. Fat and thin, you're by your thinking about yourself.
Wow.
It's very important. Because you can see it. There are guys or they eat 5 or 6 times a day portions, you see where it goes, and they are thin like that. And then fat people, they're on diet and they eat all small portions, but they do not get thinner because about their thoughts about themselves.
Wow.
It's very important to observe. When you get thinner, then I observed it also in my way, my living. That is when you think it not belongs to you. When you sacrifice yourself to some things, and I do not deserve it. And therefore, you have to observe always what happens to your body, because I am the cause of the effect, what I can see.
Wow. So Markus, in your case, did you get at some point to the stage where you were really, really skinny and then you gained weight back, or you didn't go through this process?
Of course, first I was very skinny, and then I gained weight again. To the point. Also, I gained muscles when I was walking by the mountains or whatever, because you need the muscles by walking, and so your body is adapting.
Yes.
To the need. To the need. When you are lifting every weight, then your muscles will grow.
Yes.
But also there are experiments that show when somebody is in the gym and somebody is sitting on the couch thinking he is doing the same exercises, and the experiment showed that both have the same growth of
sorry, Markus, your picture got frozen.
Right now, yes. Okay, sorry for the interruption, but I hope you understand the message. By the experience, that your mind is the key point. What you're thinking about yourself, that you manifest.
Yes, absolutely. Markus, and then the last question in the chat is a very, very interesting question, actually. Markus said that he sees life as playing games like children. Children feel safe when they have parents or supporters. In this case, from whom or from where does Markus get his spiritual safety and support? Very interesting question.
And in a certain point, I already mentioned, it's the trust in yourself and trust in your soul. But in the beginning, you trust. First 9 months, you do not think about something. You trust you will get born, and that's it. You trust everything is running well. The first months, you trust everything is running. But then the ego comes and the ego of the parents will transform their thoughts to you. And the main point is security. The most people are fear of not be secured, not have the not have a roof on the head, over the head. They have not enough money. All their thoughts came later. You know, to start with that. As child, you have trust. You trust in everything. You don't only question: do I have food tomorrow? Do I have money tomorrow? Do I have a place to sleep tomorrow? No. But this time starts later. So when everybody is trustful and everybody is happy, then everybody will have everything needed. But you think, no, you need somebody who cares for you. No, no, no. I do not need somebody who has fear, because this fear creates no trust. When my parents have trust or would have trust, then it wouldn't have transmitted me the fear.
Mm.
So when everybody is happy and trustful, would be the perfect place. Then we actually in paradise.
Yeah. Wow.
Because
So
because any problems you can see in the world is because nobody trusts nobody.
yes.
Not trusting themselves, and I do not trust myself, then I also suspicious with somebody else. So it's always conflict. So when you start to trust yourself, trust your soul brings you to the safe place. Then there is no aggression, because the soul sees in everybody their soulmate. They see in everybody I'm the same. It's because we are one. So there is no conflict. It's only a conflict by separation. By the idea you think you're somebody else.
Okay. Wow. So inspiring. Okay, guys. Do you have any more questions? If you don't, then we will talk a little bit about Markus's book and services, and then we will wrap it up for tonight or for today, unless you have any more questions here among the people who are present.
Ari, can I have a question?
Yes, Ravi. Yeah.
Maybe already going to maybe you're going to cover it in your question, but I want to ask this. Markus, do you provide any kind of coaching session to bring us to lift us up?
Yes, Ravi. Actually, that is the next subject that I would love to discuss. So we're going to discuss it. Yeah. Any more questions, guys? Okay, Markus. So tell us a little bit. So first of all, last time you mentioned that your book was supposed to come, and we actually got this question in the chat as well. So where does it stand right now?
In the cloud, but not open yet. But I already started right now to the translation. So I have one will be translated now in English and in German. So I will look forward in the next 1 to 2 months. Will be available.
Okay, good. So
I will take.
Yes.
So I will take also a little bit more time for it, because a lot of people were asking it. Of course, in this the book invites mainly to doubt and to question, because I bring out there certain points that is a little bit of a wake up to think, oh, is this actually this way? And then to that you start to question your thoughts. That's actually the main target of the book. So in English, it will be available, I would say, in 2 months at least. And now we are starting September, October, for beginning of November.
Yeah, Markus. So once it's ready, please send me notification. We will post it in the group so that people can obtain it if they like. So Markus, so right now, you already have this book in Spanish or in German, like because or it's not ready yet in any language.
The book is only available right now. Not available, not yet, because it's ready. Half a year ago, in Spanish.
In Spanish.
Right now, I'm started to translate it in English and German.
Yeah, and people who do read Spanish, where can they obtain this book?
Not. You have to understand, it's not actually my book. but it's an open conversation with a friend of mine. He is actually, he wanted to write the book because his hobby is writing. So he asked me, oh, I want to form a book with you because you're telling so much stuff. I do not comprehend everything, but I have to write it down. So he asked it like this. You're asking me a question, and he was writing down. And this is already ready half year ago, but there were some complications because he wants to publish it by Amazon, and Amazon has certain restrictions. So he is still looking for eliminate the restrictions because you can't talk of everything, and also the copyright of some images. So that's actually the movement because the book is already ready. And I hope in the next weeks start the Spanish version, but at the same time I'm doing right now the translation. So when the publishing is in Spanish, it will be only weeks later in English or in German.
Okay, Markus, very interesting. And tell me, so also people asked about your coaching programs, whether you provide any coaching on a personal basis or in a group. Is there anything like that?
Not yet, but when there's some interesting, then I will start it. I have somebody who knows Spanish and English, and she lives in Seattle and in the States. So she also asking me the same question. So I told her, okay, then organize you, and we organize some virtual groups, and we do some certain analysis together. Let's say last time I mentioned it like a challenge. That means for 9 days you're challenging something. But say easily something you consume very often.
Yes.
Sorry. We stopped because I was so I was talking.
Yeah. We stopped at the point where you were telling that during those 9 days, people will abstain from something, whatever they decide.
Exactly. Maybe in this case, 9 days of no sweet, no sugar, no nothing sweet. To get actually what we have discussed over the questions here, to get to the point, what brings me to this addiction? Why I want sweet? Why? And therefore you're challenging yourself not to eat any sweet, and observe any time you get the desire of something sweet. What brings me there? Anxiety, some fight with your partner, or some stress in the stress at work, or whatever. To understand the cause of the desire of the chocolate or whatever, of this something sweet. And this called challenge. And anyone, but the base will be at least you are in intermediate fasting. It means 16:8 is the base, and then you're challenging something more. When you say maybe I would challenging for 9 days, I will do only intermediate fasting for 1 hour to experience something different. That's up to everybody else.
Wow.
I will start maybe early, actually in 1 month, in early 1st of October. Actually planned more or less early of October. So also I will plan publishing it now in Telegram, because I was getting rid of all social media, but Telegram I will publishing it, and also Beatrice Scott, she's organizing, she's managing the groups. She will all publishing. Maybe also you include it in your group, and then she is publishing it in your group on wherever. Then everybody else can participate, and that's it. Very easy, and it's one of the beginning, because the most people want. Already fly, but they still can't walk. So step by step. So first we will try to get to the comprehension what means food in my life. That's the first step. And then what brings me to the addiction, why I'm still stuck in there, why I can't get further. That is the first steps. And then when you want to get more, then maybe in November or December, I will do a little more. That means a virtual retreat of 7 days. That means 7 days, 3 water fasting days and 4 dry fasting days. So that the people can start explore a little more, and then they can see, okay, I want to get a little more further, because the most tried the 21st days and they're still stuck. And then they say, okay, do it step by step to get on the ground, or the basis, what brings you to eat. Because when you do not understand it, then you you limited yourself. Like we mentioned right now, when you say I can't eat chocolate, but I have the desire for it, then I have to understand the desire. Otherwise, it comes constantly desire, and sooner or later you will start eating again, and then. But what is the ending? You have to comprehend the complete process of eating. Therefore, will start a little bit bigger program for it.
Wow, Markus. So yeah, so please feel free to contact me, and we'll post it in the group, and also we'll put your Telegram account below this video. So if people want to get in touch with you or follow your programs or messages, then they can do that. Yeah, Markus. So, and the last question, is there any other way people can support you or support your programs, your activities, because you don't have any bank account? So obviously,
maybe Beatrice will organize something. So anyone can donate by PayPal, something from anywhere he wants to donate. That's everybody can be free to donate. What he wants to share, he can share. But will be organized by Beatrice, because I do not have nothing. I have nothing in this case, but she always will look where I can get it. When I, for example, will be in Argentina, then I have a friend, maybe they can transfer it to another PayPal account he has, and then he will give me the money. So it's actually easy this way.
Yeah. Okay. So we can we post? Can we put any kind? For example, Beatrice's contact details below this video as well, so that
of course,
if people want to support you, so that they can contact her, and then she will organize everything. Yeah.
I put her as contact, as donations, all events. She will organize everything about it. I was talking to her, and she said, okay, I will do it, because she wants also that all information I have they get shared around the world. So therefore, actually, we started right now talking in English, because the last 6 years, everything I was doing in Spanish. So it's first time or the second time actually with you in English, but also a little bit apologize because my English is a little bit rusty, because
it was perfect. It was perfect. We understood everything, and it was
practicing a lot.
fine.
But when I'm starting right now with no more groups, and then I get more practice, then it's much more fluently.
Absolutely.
So the contact person will be Beatrice. I already sent you the contact. I will contact her, and she will be publishing also in Telegram some this interview as well, and also the next steps when we start like the challenge, or we do a group there, everybody can ask questions, because we see it here, and it's getting repeating questions. So I say, okay, I will do a Q&A or open microphone, and it will tape, and every question will tape, and then everywhere I can consult the question. This question I'm interested. It's much more easier, because I'm repeating. I'm like,
good idea.
So I was also getting a little bit tired of repeating. So I was thinking, okay, let's tape it. Also the questions, and a little bit organized. Okay.
Great idea. Okay, Markus, so thank you so much.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you all over there. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, it was really an enlightening talk. Thank you so much, and we will keep in touch.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. And bye, guys. Thank you
Bye-bye.
for coming. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.